Hi, Precious Heart. Thank you for joining us for our weekly vlog. In last week's vlog, number 253, the Company of Heaven shared some of the incredible things that have taken place within our earthly bodies and the earthly bodies of every person on earth since the birth of the new decade in 2020. The divine intent of this information is to support and encourage all of us during these often challenging and confusing times. This sacred knowledge is also designed to give us greater clarity and the inner knowing that we now have the ability to transcend the surfacing chaos in the outer world as we join with the Company of Heaven to co-create the miracles we are being called to manifest in 2022. In last week, sharing the beings of light said that during the December solstice and the simultaneous great conjunction of Jupiter and Saturn, which all took place on December 21st, 2020, every person's I Am presence was able to permanently elevate our holy breath to new levels. This means that every one of us is now breathing higher frequencies of prana and our life force with every breath we take. This increased influx of humanity's prana and life force empowered the masses of humanity in ways that cleared this sacred space for an additional activity of light that had been unfolding for millennia. During that cosmic moment, the mighty Elohim, who are the builders of form, were able to raise the frequency of vibration in Mother Earth's crystal grid system into alignment with the new Earth's fifth dimensional crystal grid system. Once that was accomplished, the mighty Elohim placed throughout Earth's newly elevated crystal grid brand new fifth dimensional record keeper crystals. The beings of light said that these record keeper crystals function in Mother Earth's crystal grid system the same way humanity's newly elevated 12 fifth-dimensional crystalline solar strands of DNA now function within our own acupuncture meridians. These new fifth-dimensional record-keeper crystals are encoded with a contingency plan for Mother Earth that contains the full divine potential for humanity, the elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth's transfiguration into the heart-based patterns of perfection for the new earth. We were told by the Company of Heaven that with the awesome victory of that miraculous event, the time had arrived for humanity en masse to move beyond the consciousness of separation and duality. The time had arrived for people everywhere to join together as one breath, one heartbeat, one voice, and one unified consciousness of our Father, Mother God's comprehensive divine love. They said that in order for humanity to move forward in the light, in alignment with the divine plan, we must all begin acknowledging the divinity within every person's heart flame and celebrate our diversities, thus moving past the illusion of things that separate us. Throughout 2021, powerful activities of light were co-created by lightworkers around the world, working in collaboration with the Company of Heaven. Together, we co-created a quantum field of God's comprehensive divine love, which allowed the I Am presence of every person to permanently secure the presence of unity consciousness in his or her heart flame. To comprehend the magnitude of just what that means, The company of heaven affirmed that the presence of unity consciousness, now secured in every heart flame, is the very essence of our Father, Mother God's all-encompassing consciousness of oneness and reverence for all life. The success of that facet of the divine plan cleared the path for another event that awakening humanity and the company of heaven had been striving lifetimes to achieve. That event involved the successful, greatly accelerated 40-day purging of the humanity's obsolete paradigms. As we have previously discussed, this purging involved the dismantling of the matrices and grossly mutated social structures that have manipulated, controlled, and suppressed the masses of humanity for eons of time. Now that the matrices for the obsolete paradigms have been dismantled, and those misguided souls who are still striving so tenaciously to maintain their abusive power have lost the ability to keep the masses of humanity trapped in their deceptive grip, the way has been cleared for the new contingency plan for Mother Earth and all her life to begin manifesting. Through 2022, the unified efforts of heaven and earth, awakening humanity will begin co-creating a generational changing of the guard. The influence of the old guard and the powers that be, who are responsible for the catastrophic degradation of Mother Earth, humanity, and the elemental kingdom, will be replaced by a new generation that has been uniquely prepared to become stewards of the earth as she heals and is transfigured into the perfection of the new earth. The vast majority of the sons and daughters of God who have been born since harmonic convergence in 1987 are known throughout the heavenly realms as the Holy Innocents. These are souls who had not yet begun their evolutionary journey on earth when we tragically fell off of the spiral of evolution and on to the wheel of karma. Once that happened, our Father, Mother God issued a cosmic edict to protect these new souls from being trapped on the wheel of karma, which humanity inadvertently miscreated when we fell into the abyss of separation and duality. While waiting in the inner realms, these precious sons and daughters of God were trained in unique ways that would empower them to help the earth and all her life to transcend the pain and suffering of the old earth once they were embodied in the physical plane. This training was downloaded by their I Am presence into unique consciousness codes that were imprinted within their DNA. The divine intent of the consciousness codes was to provide these enlightened souls, once they were embodied, with easy access to the sacred knowledge they accumulated while they were waiting in the temples in the inner planes. There are literally billions of souls who have been born on earth since 1987. They have incarnated in every country and in every condition and situation existing in the world. The vast majority of these precious sons and daughters of God are now standing in readiness to assume their place as transformational leaders. This is true whether or not they are aware of this just yet on a conscious level. Those of us who were born before 1987 are being called to help these precious ones to remember who they are and why they are here. In 2022, these young people will begin coming to the fore all over the world, and they will bring with them innovative ideas and heart-based solutions as they replace the old guard and the obsolete paradigms that have now been dismantled. They will gradually assume leadership for all of the various social structures existing on Earth, and they will develop new, heart-based social structures that will improve the quality of life for all of humanity, the kingdom of heaven, the elemental kingdom, and Mother Earth. What the beings of light want each and every one of us to comprehend at this time is that with the success of the dismantling of the obsolete paradigms, all of us have now been freed from the oppressive grip and the mind control and deceptive programming that has manipulated our lives and kept us stuck for myriad lifetimes. In the past, the interference from the forces of imbalance has been able to prevent us from hearing, and most importantly, from trusting the inner guidance of our I Am presence. Now, all of that has changed. In order to prove that to ourselves, all we have to do is act out of that knowing. If we will withdraw our attention from the chaos manifesting in the outer world and instead go within to the divinity of our heart flame where our I Am presence is now abiding, we will experience this truth for ourselves. During this vitally important year, 2022, it will help immensely if we will take the time to go within and listen. Then our I Am presence and the company of heaven will intuitively guide us in powerful new ways. So as you hold the sacred space and witness the beginning of the generational changing of the guard, pay attention. The company of heaven said this generational shift will affect every part of life belonging to or serving Mother Earth at this time in the most positive and life-transforming ways. God bless you, dear one. I look forward to being with you next week.